Broadcast dropped off there for a second. We're going to be moving on to chest flies. Chest flies is an exercise that I get very weary of. Tore my pec once. I've said it before, but yeah, so don't do a lot of heavy weight on chest flies. There we go. I'm working up to it though. We'll probably kick it up starting next month, or probably kick it up this month at some point. Actually. Just warming up with the 2 pounds. 10 pounds rather. Good morning to viewers. I didn't like the waiting until I eat each morning based on when I ate or last ate previous night. Yeah, I just never got into fasting. The only fasting I ever did was when I was younger, like middle school, high school age. Did fasting for religious reasons, but I haven't fasted in probably a couple of decades. as an adult, closest I came to fasting was just being poor and working my way through college, doing just running out of money and having to live off of peanut butter and tortillas for a few meals. Peanut butter and tortillas is very cheap, and for me, effective way to keep the motor running. I was working full time and going to college, and I didn't do any student loans, and I didn't do any of the grants. I was just working full time, and I just I worked a couple of jobs that would give you paychecks once a month, and I was not ready to be planning effectively to being paid once a month. So that took some doing. And there were a couple of times where I just ran out, or something would happen. You know, something would happen with my car, or you need the thing that like frustrated me the most, that left me the most broke, was school books, because I wasn't even studying anything besides general ed, and it was costing me, well over $1,000 a year in books, and I was only making $10 an hour at the time. I think minimum wage was like 7.25, so I was making more than minimum wage, but it was rough. And I was also at one point I was doing a paper route, so I had to buy gas, and you have to buy supplies for the paper route, and just screwed up there. Yeah, I hated when teachers made you buy their books. There was one teacher I didn't mind buying his book because he was actually a really smart guy. His name was, I think, Dr. Menino, and it was psychology, but he did a very stripped down version of his book, and he took no profit from the book. So I didn't mind his book, and his book was good. That was a one time. But yeah, there were some teachers that made you buy their stuff, and then you find out they get paid, not just selling their books, but they get paid, vacations and stuff from the book companies and the publishers. What I hated is when you had to buy a new book for a class. I guess a new version. They required you to buy the newest book. So there were no used copies. So you'd buy the new book, and let's say you spend, you could easily spend 160 on these stupid books. So you spend 160 on the book, and then you go back at the end of the year, and they'll buy the book back from you, and you're like, okay, like they're like, oh, we'll give you $45 for your $160 book that's barely been used. There's nothing written in it. It's a perfectly good book, but you're gonna get $45. And like, okay, then the next year they're gonna resell that same book that they bought back from you for 45 books or $45 for another like $120 because they're only taking $40 off the original price. So they just completely screwed you over, and they just keep doing it. I hated that. If I could get out of it, I never bought the book. There were so many books, so many history classes. I took stellar astronomy, and I never bought the book. I just would Google all the terms the teacher would give us. I'll go online and use Wikipedia and just read the terms, and then come back in class and be fine. I'm managed to get either a B or a B minus in that class. Never once had the book. And I would go same thing for history. History was the easiest because it's not like there's not thousands of thousands of articles. They're not encyclopedia articles, but tons of resources online to where you never should have to read the history book that they give you. I hope they figure this all out. What's up, Bowser? Um, I haven't been to college in a long time. I don't even know if they're still selling books instead of just going all digital. It would make sense that you would pass out digital copies. I'm gonna do. All right, I gotta do one more set, and then I gotta bounce. Gotta go get my kids ready for their day. I had this like one teacher that was the worst teacher I ever had. Was a creative writing teacher. Couldn't stand this guy. He loved the sound of his own voice. Loved just being ridiculous, and never, like, most of the stuff that he brought to class was never prepared. It was a giant waste of time, and I hated teachers that wasted my time. Like, like I said, I was working full time, going to school full time. If you were wasting my time with just ridiculousness, I didn't want to be in that class. Worst teacher I ever had. Second worst was a psychology professor that I had to take a class on a Saturday. And he's one of the teachers that comes in. He likes to be profane in order to get kids to like him and be everybody's buddy. And like one Saturday, he showed the movie I, Robot as part of the psychology class, and I was like, oh, I'm out. I'm not giving up my Saturdays to watch I, Robot. Nothing against the movie, but it's not what I wanted to use my time for. We were already like 2 months in the semester, and I just dropped him. I was over it. It was general psychology. It was just, at that point, it was just Psych 1A. I was really fortunate because I dropped him, and then I decided to take Psych 1A. So I took it from another guy that was actually a really good teacher, and I was very fortunate there. And I took like Psych 1A from that new professor, Psych 1B, and human sexuality. I took most of my psych classes. I took all of his psych classes. So he's a good professor. All right, I gotta go. I gotta go be dad, take care of my kids, let my wife have a chance to get ready for work. Have a good day. Thanks for joining me. Good luck with the dieting, Wargamax. Took general psychology class. My professor would have never shown. Yeah. Yeah, it was a waste of time. All right. Well, God bless you guys. Sincerely, I hope you guys have a good day.